Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to live commentary of the first of the Europa League quarterfinals here on a Wednesday evening. We are live from Braga, an Iberian clash, as Real Betis travel to the quarry to take on Braga. Really interesting clash ahead of us here today. Obviously, Europa League usually played on a Thursday, been played on a Wednesday tonight due to Porto also being involved with the proximity of Braga. Portuguese authorities deemed it wasn't safe to have both games on the same evening, would strain their resources too much. So we are live on a Wednesday evening for this Europa League quarterfinal. Two sides who may indeed fancy their chances to reach the final in Istanbul at the end of May. Real Betis were, of course, in a European final last season. They lost the Conference League to Chelsea. Braga, beaten finalists themselves 15 years ago, going down to Porto in Dublin by a goal to nil. Their only European final in the club's history. But it's Portugal versus Spain today, as both sides look to take advantage in this first leg. In the semi-finals, it will be either Freiburg or Celta Vigo waiting, and the road to Istanbul becomes clearer and clearer. Both of these sides have had good European campaigns so far this season, finishing 5th and 6th respectively in the league phase, so missing out on that playoff round, of course. Braga came from behind to beat Ferencváros in the round of 16, losing the first leg away from home 2-0 before storming back in a 4-0 win at home. Betis went through a similar situation themselves up against Panathinaikos of Greece. They lost the away leg by a single goal to nil before winning 4-0 themselves at home in Seville. So both of these sides coming out onto the field of play at the quarry. Of course, that distinctive look to the SC Braga stadium with the two cliff faces behind each goal, as the red and white of the stands greets the players making their way out onto the pitch. Both sides have had up and down domestic forms. Braga currently sitting 4th in the League of Portugal. They only have 2 wins in their last 5 games. That game previously mentioned against Ferencváros, and they had a narrow 1-0 away win against Maranhão at the weekend. They've only lost once at home so far, however, this calendar year against Porto in their most recent home match. However, Real Betis, they are in a bit of a tough run of form. 1 win in their last 8 against Panathinaikos. Fairly turgid 0-0 draw at home to Espanyol at the weekend did their European chances a bit of a dent in La Liga. They currently sit 5th in their domestic table. But all attention now this Wednesday night turns to the Europa League, as we will run through some team news for you. Just the 2 changes for Carlos Vicens at the helm at Braga, with Diego Rodriguez and Florian Grilic coming in to the midfield. João Moutinho, and Fran Navarro dropping out. They'll line up as follows. It will be Lucas Hornacek in goal, Victor Gomez, Gustav Legerbiekel, Siku Niakate and Bright Array in B across the back. In the middle of the park then, Jean-Baptiste Gorby is joined by Diego Rodriguez and Florian Grilic, and then up front, Gabriel Martinez one side, skipper Ricardo Horta the other, with former Barcelona centre-forward Pau Victor leading the line. Manuel Pellegrini, meanwhile, has rung the changes. 6 from that 0-0 draw after the weekend. The first one in goal, Pau Lopez comes in to replace Alvaro Vallas. Aitor Rubal comes back into right back. Mark Bartra continues in defence. He wears the captain's armband alongside Nathan, who comes in to replace Marcos Llorente, with Ricardo Rodriguez in at left back instead of Valentin Gomez. Sofian Amrabat retains his place in the middle of the park, but 2 changes ahead of him. Alvaro Fidalgo makes just his second Europa League appearance, and Marc Roca also comes into the side to replace Sergi Altamara. Pablo Fornal shifts out to the right-hand side of the front three, with Abde Ezalzouli coming in to replace Anthony, and Cucho Hernandez continues to lead the line for Real Betis. So just a few moments away from kickoff here at the Estadio Municipal de Braga, as we see Nathan and Aitor Rubal, two of those Betis players who are in danger of picking up a suspension if they receive another yellow card today. So both sets of players out on the pitch. Braga, of course, in their home strip of red and white shirts, white shorts and red socks. Real Betis in their traditional strip of green and white stripes, black shorts and socks. There'll be a moment's reflection before kickoff in memory of the Romania manager Mircea Lisecu, who passed away yesterday with tragedy to behold that one. But both players have paid their respects and will be ready to kick off. The man in the middle is Felix Weyer, our referee today, the German official, ready to get going, as are the two sides. Will be interesting to see how this one plays out between Braga and Betis. It will be the away side to kick us off here, and we get underway. Early touch here for Marc Bartra, captain Betis today, and he goes all the way back to Pau Lopez in between the sticks, their Europa League goalkeeper. Long ball forward into the middle, headed away that time by Niakate for Braga, and then picked up along the right hand side. Here's Victor Gomez. He'll start again with Lucas Hornacek, and into the middle once again. Now to the right hand side, Gomez gets on the ball again, clipped down the line as far as Martinez, and Braga hold possession in the middle. Here's Jean-Baptiste Gorby, little switch of play over to this left hand side. Are Mbaye, the German left back, on the ball now from a Bayern Munich prospect, now 23 years of age. Here's Diego Rodriguez now playing in the middle of that park, and Gustav Braga-Real, Swedish international, scored in Sweden's 3-2 win in the World Cup playoffs, so he will be playing in North America this summer. Impressive young defender. As he's on the ball deep in his own half now, just plays it forward for Gorby again, out to the right hand side towards Martinez and back to Victor Gomez. Braga just holding on to possession, unable to get out of their own half as of yet. Hornacek now goes long down the middle, as it's cut out there by Rubal, flicked on by Amrabat. Hernandez lays it back as far as Roca, and now Betis have a chance to string a few passes together. Ricardo Rodriguez, of course, vastly experienced Swiss international, playing at left back. Bartra forward down the line. Aitor Rubal, nice little bit of skill to get around Martinez, and then unable to pick out Cucho Hernandez as Niakate stepped across to win it. Here's Lagerbielke now, advancing toward the halfway line, just squares it for Niakate, and then on the ball is Florian Grilic. Gets his head up and sees there's no option. Niakate now striding forward along this left hand side. Rodriguez. Again, Betis just holding Braga back, and they're forcing them long again. Little ball over the top for Martinez to chase. Suspicions of handball. It still breaks for the Braga player on the edge of the box. Little slip pass inside. Pau Victor gets it. Everything. Horta with the early chance. It's a good save from Pau Lopez. Early opportunity for the Braga skipper. Just a simple ball over the top. Aitor Rubal nearly caught out there as he was chasing with Martinez. Checks back inside, finds Pau Victor, who lays it off in the penalty area. Horta takes a touch and then just digs out a shot. Roca and Amrabat trying to stop him, but it's straight at Pau Lopez. Chance inside 3 minutes for the home side, but they just couldn't quite find the back of the net. Early warning sign though for Betis. Here's Ricardo Rodriguez now. He'll go down the line. Hernandez showing well for it. Back out to the left-hand side. As Al-Zuli's pass is cut out. Now a chance once more for Braga to break. Horta out to the right-hand side. Movement ahead of him. Here's Gomez. Plays it out to his right. Gets the return ball down near the end line. Gomez with the cross. It's blocked over the far side of the pitch. Early corner for the hosts who start well. Carlos Vicens with the applause for his team. They've opened up well in these opening 5 or so minutes, and they have the first corner kick of the game. Over on the far side will be Diego Rodriguez, to take. 20-year-old Portuguese midfielder, right-footed, outswinger to come. Rodriguez delivers low towards the near post, gets a flick, it is the opener! Braga take the lead, it's Niakate with a delicate finish. A brilliant Braga goal. And it's just the opening the home side would have wanted. An audacious flick at the near post. It's a low ball into the middle. Braga-Real gets in front, and in fact, it's Florian Grilic who gets there to the near post after it goes beyond Braga-Real and then just backheels it beyond Pau Lopez. The perfect start for the home side. They're ahead after 4 minutes. And it's the two midfielders who combine. Florian Grilic gets his second Europa League goal this campaign. Just his third for Braga after signing in the summer. What a finish from the Austrian. The deftest of flicks at the near post. Lopez with no chance. And the fans in the stands are bouncing up and down. And they've every reason to early advantage for Braga in this Europa League quarter-final. Braga-Real miscontrols that one now. Chance maybe for Betis. Ball played into the feet of Cucho Hernandez from Azel Zuli. And then a foul on the Colombian striker there. Just bundled into the back of him was Bright Are Mabai. So a potential chance for Betis to come back right away here. Free kick just over on the right hand side slightly. Fornal standing over it. He'll deliver this one into the penalty area. Fornal's making sure Aaron is in the right place. Mark Roca there as well, standing directly in front, and Fornals will probably just lay this off to Roca. Gets it back, digs it into the middle. Header on goal, good save, it's the equaliser on the rebound. The captain responds, the flag is up though. Bartra celebrations immediately stopped. We'll see it again. The ball comes in, it's going to be tight here. The initial effort on goal, diving header from Cucho Hernandez. Good save by Hornacek. And then Bartra puts it in on the rebound. This will be checked by VAR. Early drama here. Felix Weyer just waiting for word to come in. It was a really quick offside and it has been confirmed. So from the initial ball in from the free kick, Cucho Hernandez with the diving header just a few centimetres offside. Good save by the goalkeeper. Bartra in to follow to put it back in, but it won't stand. Offside against Betis, Braga still lead here. Niakate pumps it long down the left hand side, flicked on there by Gabri Martinez. Grilic goes chasing it, but he won't reach it, and it'll be a throw in over this near touchline for Real Betis. Nacho Rubal with the throw in. Back to Bartra, who thought he'd brought his side back into it. He's only scored once this season, Marc Bartra, and that was in La Liga. He's not known for his goal-scoring prowess, but here come Betis again. Ball laid into the middle. Hernandez now has support. Tries a little reverse pass back to Ez Al-Zouli. Well defended by Braga. Fornals goes chasing it on halfway, and he picks it up, lays it infield. Sofian Amrabat turns and looks forward. Pau Victor with company, so he just goes back to Bartra. Big switch of play out from the skipper toward Ez Al-Zouli. Braga-Real with the header. Gomez trying to deal with the second ball, and he's won a throw in. As Victor Gomez, one of 3 Spaniards in the starting lineup for Braga, as Hornacek clips it out to Array and B on this left hand side. Ball infield to the goal scorer, Florian Grilic. Now looking forward. Again, Betis trying to win it high up the pitch. Grilic nearly caught in possession there by Fidalgo, but does well to find Braga-Real on it again. Grilic getting some early touches in this game. Lovely little ball inside. Ricardo Horta's found a bit of space away from Roca, who brings him down. Free kick given. Horta obviously had that opportunity before the goal as well. Firing straight at Pau Lopez as Roca just tugs the jersey of the Braga skipper there. 425 appearances now for Braga. Ricardo Horta, as they give it away in the middle. Braga, it's out to the left hand side. Ez Al-Zouli now. Braga-Real goes out to close the space. Ez Al-Zouli trying to take him on, but Braga get enough bodies back there. The Swedish defender comes away with it. Gomez back to Array and B on this left hand side. Here's Niakate. Square for Braga-Real inside his own penalty area. Forward into the middle. Horta gets his pass out to Pau Victor, trying to get the return ball, but he's brought down following that layoff. Bartra, 2 former Barcelona players clashing there. Bartra just slightly late on the challenge of Pau Victor. So 10 minutes gone in this game. Braga lead Betis by 1-0 here. Trying to come forward down this left hand side. It's a strong challenge from Sofian Amrabat. Too strong according to the referee. And we have our first card of the game. Sofian Amrabat just coming out to this left hand side to try deal with that. And taking down Rodriguez. It's a heavy tackle by the former Fiorentina Manchester United man. Really dives in. It's a bit of a lunge, truth be told. And Sofian Amrabat picks up a booking. Played, of course, in the Conference League finals for Fiorentina against West Ham in Prague. Yes, Rodriguez is still down following this challenge, not the best one. Florian Grilic, lovely deft touch at the near post. We'll see it again. Braga-Real just gets in front of Ricardo Rodriguez at the near post and eases them out of the way. It's a clear sort of training ground move. A low ball in as Grilic came over to hug one of the backroom staff. Must be the set piece coach for Braga. It's a low ball in from Rodriguez to that near post. Braga-Real clears the space for Grilic and a lovely, delightful flick finish to give his side the lead. In possession now at the edge of their own box. Gomez just goes back to Hornacek, and then here's Ziku Niakate. Long ball forward again, looking for Martinez, cut out by Rubal. Amrabat gets the ball down and plays it back as far as Mark Bartra. To this right hand side. Rubial again, infield to Fornals, digs out a pass to Bartra. Braga pressing high. Man, Betis get it around halfway. Fornals though has escaped that press, lifts one over to Rodriguez, and then Nathan back to Bartra. Braga hunting to try win this back high up the pitch. Rubal back toward his own goal. Bartra press on there from Horta, but they get it away. Long ball forward. Grilic gets his head to it. It comes back to Martinez, and he'll just send it back to Hornacek. Braga, really, really good start to the game. from Carlos Vicen's side. Manuel Pellegrini just reeling slightly as Ricardo Horta gets the ball out on this left hand side, tries a first time ball forward, but it's cut out illegally. So they've just changed the shape a bit here. Braga. Horta playing in a bit of a pocket of space, and Martinez nearly as a left wing back over on this left hand side. Gomez pushing high up as well, nearly a back three for the Portuguese side. Hornacek now on the ball, he'll send it long. Martinez in off his wing, the target, but it's too close to Aitor Rubal. The greatest header back to Bartra, who's just forced to boot it high into the sky. Horta goes over to just shepherd it out of play, and it will be a throw in for the hosts. Fired into the feet of Jean-Baptiste Gorby. Bad ball out to the right hand side though. Possession's turned over, and then Ez Al-Zouli is taken down from behind near the centre circle, and it will be a free kick taken quickly by Betis. Out on the left hand side, Rodriguez short to Fidalgo, and now here's Nathan and Mark Bartra. Again, Braga pressing with real intensity as Betis play it up toward the halfway line. Amrabat just clipped there by Horta as he tried to release the pass. Another free kick given. Real energy about this Braga display, and so far Betis don't seem to have an answer to it. Nathan over to Rodriguez on the left, just booted down the line for Hernandez, who's got in front of Niakate. Good hold of play by Hernandez, tries to release Ez Al-Zouli in behind, but Braga just get enough on it, and possession is overturned again. Gabriel Martinez now back to Ryan B, to the feet there of Rodriguez, as well to hold off the challenge of Rubal, and Braga try to play their way out. Pau Victor just about stays on his feet and releases the pass out to the right hand side. Gomez further forward for Horta as they keep possession here with Gorby into Grilic in the centre circle. Now out to the left as Niakate steps up from the defensive line. Rodriguez forward for Gabriel Martinez. He just loses possession, and Bartra just definitely touches it into the feet of Amrabat. Of course, back towards his own goal, and Nathan in a bit of a corner just hikes it to the halfway line. Lagerbiel nods it forward, but Rodriguez will just let that run out for a throw in for Real Betis. So 15 minutes gone, Braga leading by a goal to nil here. Can Betis respond? Bit of a stoppage in play here as Diego Rodriguez is down once again, and clearly feeling the effects of that challenge earlier on by Sofian Amrabat. Obviously received treatment initially, but looks as though he's aggravated it again during that last phase of play, so could be early substitution here for Braga. It just seems to be this right ankle that's giving him issue. Obviously have options on the bench in the middle of the park with the likes of Gabriel Mascardo, of course on loan from Paris Saint-Germain, Leonardo Lello as well, João Matinho too, vastly experienced midfielder at this level. João Matinho over 140 international caps, 600, nearly 700 club appearances as well. So you just wonder if Rodriguez can't continue, who they'd look to. So he's just coming off the field of play here again, Diego Rodriguez. Just waiting to see if he'll be able to continue here. He won't, and it is João Moutinho who comes on in his place. So change just under 20 minutes gone here for Braga. It's Rodriguez off, Moutinho on. A bad player to be able to bring off the bench. João Moutinho been at Braga since his move from Wolverhampton Wanderers in the Premier League. And he'll take his place in the middle of the pack. You just wonder if that changes the shape ever so slightly for Braga. Looks like he'll play in more of a number 10 role. As Betis clear it up towards Hernandez. Battling there with Niakate. The Malian defender comes away with it initially. Still there in the middle before Gomez takes control and fires it back to Hornacek. Here's Gorby. Braga-Real. Braga playing it deep in their own half. Betis' turn to press and Braga-Real's clearance is closed down. Nathan trying to get the loose ball, but fired there into Horta. Back to Moutinho, who gets his first touch coming off the bench. Gorby now. Thought about the switch of play to this near side towards Martinez, but keeps short, keeps it simple, and now here's Florian Grilic. To his left to Niakate. Now the ball comes out towards Martinez, but it's not the best pass from Niakate. Straight out over the sideline. Throw in, taken quickly into the feet of Pablo Fornals. He miscontrols it, and then Moutinho lays it back to Martinez. Braga will start again with Hornacek into the feet now of Grilic. Turns, plays it forward. Ricardo Horta looking for Martinez again, who's high and wide on this left hand side, but possession is turned over. Here's Roca for Betis, and now Mark Bartra. Long ball forward down this right, but Hernandez had come short to it, so straight to Hornacek. Braga in possession again. Grilic just inside his own half. Little ball forward, looking for Victor in behind. It's cut out by Nathan. Comes straight back to Horta though. Now Martinez wide on this left hand side. And have a go at Rubal. Comes back infield to Moutinho. And now Arian B. Moutinho, little nudge around the corner from Martinez. Just forced back towards João Moutinho. Good challenge in there from Aitor Rubal. Throw in for Braga, taken quickly. Moutinho inside the penalty area, lays it to the edge of the box. Victor further forward for Gomez. And it's still there for Braga, but they give possession away. But win it back. Grilic now advancing down this left-hand side. Nice little triangles from Braga to keep possession. Horta, little ball forward for Victor. Pau Victor at the edge of the penalty area. Onto his right foot. Can't get the strike away. Challenge in there from Bartra. Nearly put Nathan in a spin cycle there, but they've won it back here. Betis. Lovely football from Braga along this left-hand side. And Pau Victor just couldn't get a strike away. Now Cucho Hernandez chasing this with Niakate down the right, but good strength and speed shown by the Braga defender. It's been pulled back though, I think, for a foul as the pass was released. For a moment as though Hernandez had the run on him, but it will be a foul. Amrabat now is dropped in between his two centre backs to pick up possession. Start again with Pau Lopez out to the right hand side. Bartra at the edge of his own box. Again, Braga have 7 players inside Betis' half as they're pressing so high and with such intensity in this opening 22 minutes or so. Really impressive stuff so far from the Portuguese outfit. Rubal, little nudge around the corner, and he gives possession straight to Martinez. Gorby back to Arian B. Gorby once more. And here's Niakate looking forward as Horta on halfway, trying to get around Bartra. Straight out to Gomez. Big switch of play out towards Martinez, chasing it with Rubal. Betis defender does as well to get his body in the way and find Pau Lopez with the pass, who just clears his lines up into the centre circle. Hernandez goes down under the challenge of Niakate. And free kick is given. It will be a yellow card as well for the Braga centre defender. So booking each. Niakate joins Amrabat as it was just a long hike forward and didn't seem to be too much in it, but enough for the referee to give the foul and the booking as well. So a yellow card Niakate still in conversation with Cucho Hernandez over that, but free kick's taken. Rodriguez clips it down the line for Hernandez. Does well to hold it up and then is dragged to the floor by Lagerbielke. Another free kick is given. Lagerbielke this time protesting his innocence, but that one was slightly more obvious from the Swede. Just a drag back on Hernandez, who nearly around his neck, who goes down and wins the foul for his side. I can't really have too many complaints over that one, to be quite honest. And a free kick in a really decent area for Betis, over on the left hand side near the sideline. Roca and Fornal standing over this one. Taken short, Roca delivers into the penalty area. Header on goal, it's off the post. So close to an equaliser. Hornacek may have gotten in touch. It's Bartra again. He had the ball in the back of the net earlier. This time rises highest on the penalty spot. It's a brilliant header by the Betis skipper. Brilliant leap as well. Nods it towards the corner. It's going on target and then just cracks the outside of the post. He's really, really unlucky. It would have been a fantastic header from Bartra, but just not to be. Once more for Real Betis. What a goal threat Marc Bartra has been for the away side this half. Disallowed goal and off the post as well. Really, really unlucky. Bartra now plays it out to Rubal on this near side. Tries to nudge it forward again, but Martinez in the way. He's been up and down that left wing all evening so far. 25 minutes gone. Braga 1, Betis 0 in this Europa League quarter-final. Florian Grilic's deft flick at the near post, the difference between the two sides. Here's Pablo Fornals in a right-back position for Betis. Braga just working so hard off the ball. Lopez just losing his footing momentarily, but no one around him, so regains it, clips it towards Hernandez. Little nudge back toward Roca. It doesn't quite come off. Martinez there goes to ground. Referee says play on. Rubal coming back the other way into the Braga half, down this right hand side. Fidalgo makes a run down this channel, but it's cut out by Ryan B. Sent down the line beyond Horta. Pau Victor chasing it, and he'll get it tight along this left hand touchline. Nice pass infield to find Moutinho. Further on for Ricardo Horta, and it's sprayed out to the right hand side. Here's Gomez, gets his head up into Moutinho again. Heavy touch at the edge of the box. Possession conceded. Ez Al-Zouli now will play it down the left hand side. Hernandez leading the charge. He's isolated, taking on Niakate towards the edge of the Braga box. Needs support. Hernandez, little slip pass in both sides. Ez Al-Zouli straight against the goalkeeper. Good save by Hornacek. Brilliant break from Betis. Ez Al-Zouli started it, played it down the left hand side. Hernandez did really well to draw on the defenders before sliding a ball into the penalty area. Ez Al-Zouli, left footed effort, but Hornacek stood tall, saves it with his knee. Here come Betis again. Roca finds Hernandez, trying to shift it further on towards Ez Al-Zouli, but just overcooks the pass. It's out for a goal kick. Good combination between those two though. Ez Al-Zouli almost finding the back of the net, and you have to say it's been a good response to going behind from Real Betis today. Had a goal disallowed, hit the crossbar, hit the post, excuse me, and now forcing a good save as Braga play their way out from the back, and they do really well to work it to Ryan B down this left hand side. Fired in by Martinez towards Grilic. He can't control it, but Betis can't take advantage of it and concede possession themselves. So it will be a Braga throw in over on this right hand side of Real Betis. It's Gabriel Martinez goes down the line towards Moutinho, who's made a dart down this channel. His pass is cut out though by Sofian Amrabat. Now Bartra will start again here on this right hand side. Looking ahead, there's no one really there as an option. Goes down the line himself. Orion B cuts it out. Here's Grilic back to Martinez, and now Moutinho finds Horta on this left hand touchline. Back back in field towards the veteran midfielder. Is Gorby now. Trying to slide one through the gap, but it's easily intercepted. Now Betis can break. Fidalgo has a chance to open it up on the left-hand side. Here's Ezal Zuli. Rodriguez trying to get on the outside of him. Ezal Zuli goes through the middle towards Fornals, but Niakate read that really well. Again, Braga trying to play their way out of danger. Eventually find Pau Victor. And now here's Gomez coming back into the middle of the pitch. He's taken down by Ezal Zuli. Free kick given by the referee. Bit of a clumsy challenge from the Moroccan there, as he was pursuing the fullback and just clips the back of his heels. Free kick taken. Martinez with the ball in towards the middle. It's blocked by Bartra. Throw in for Braga as they look for a second inside this first half. Really entertaining stuff here, but I've just misjudged that one. Martinez is taking his time getting back from an offside position. Coutinho played the ball to him anyway, so flag is up. Free kick given to Real Betis. And now here's Bartra deep in his own half, over to Rubal, into Amrabat, first time ball forward. Fidalgo helps it on nicely to Hernandez, looking for the return pass, trying to open it out even further. Here's Ricardo Rodriguez, forward from left back. Haven't really seen him get forward a lot in this first half. Edging towards the Braga box. The ball's recycled again toward Amrabat. Shifted out to this right hand side. Rubal, Fornals down the line. Here is Pablo Fornals. Ryan B out to meet him. Back for Betis. Braga drop everyone behind the ball as Nathan plays it forward. Rodriguez once more. Here's Roca. Square to Amrabat and then gets it back. All very narrow here for Betis, as eventually they work it out to Fornals. Little move down the line for Rubal, who's done well to create a bit of space, trying to get a cross in. It's blocked by Orion B, but corner kick coming. Good football from Betis, but good defending from Braga, not allowing that cross to come into the penalty area. Orion B with the block there. Fornals to take. Outswinger towards the penalty spot, trying to get a head on it. It comes through the gap. Ezal Zuli will pick it up at the corner box, digs out across towards the back post, into the air by Niakate, and then Hornacek out of his goal to claim. Bit of a nervy moment that for Braga, but they deal with it eventually. First ball in from Fornals is a good one, and then just no one to get their head on it really. And then Ezal Zuli nearly picking someone out. Niakate though gets his head to it. Hernandez took a tumble to the ground under a challenge from Victor Gomez. Nothing really in it though, as it's cleared forward by Hornacek, easily taken there by Nathan. And Betis now will start again with Pau Lopez. Quick pass into Roca. Possession is turned over. Braga have numbers here if they can work it out to this left-hand side. Martinez onto his right foot. Brilliant block by Bartra. Chance really there for Braga. Possession conceded inside their own half by Betis. And they worked it towards Martinez, the free man on this left-hand side, as he looked to just bend it into the corner. Bartra across. It was Ezal Zuli giving it away, I think. And it was 4-on-3 in favour of Braga. Pass is probably just a bit wide from Pau Victor. And Martinez forced to take a touch, allowed Bartra to close that space and block the strike toward goal. So it remains at 1-1 here in Portugal. Throw in over the far side for the visitors, and they have possession again. This will be a tough test for Betis. Braga have got 7 clean sheets in the Europa League thus far. 7 clean sheets in 9 games, the best in the competition. So it'll be tough. Only beaten once in the Europa League at home this season. 4-3 against Genk. Betis won 2 of their away games in this competition against Ludogorets and Dinamo Zagreb in the league phase. Obviously lost the first leg away to Panathinaikos, won by a goal to nil. Here's Braga now with João Moutinho near halfway. Just plays it back to Ryan B. And now Gorby will receive it deep in the middle of the park. Forward for Horta. And Gorby again. Lagerbielk out to the right hand side. Little ball down the channel looking for Horta, but Roca had tracked him the whole way and wins it back for Betis. Here's Mark Roca now. Basically passed himself infield towards Nathan, but they come away with it here, Betis. And played out toward Bartra on this right hand side. Moutinho ahead of him, clipped forward and nodded down by Fidalgo, sent forward again by Hernandez. Fidalgo does well to bounce off a couple of challenges and get the ball to feet. Just spins around on it again and plays it inside. Here's Roca, forward for Ezalzouli, who takes charge over Rodriguez. We get it infield onto his right foot, finds his international teammate Amrabat. Hernandez, Fornals rather, comes short to get on it. 10 minutes to go till the break. Do Betis have a response before half time? Amrabat. It's a Roca and Nathan stepping forward. Left footed cross into the middle. Looking for Hernandez. Fidalgo in there as well. Braga do well to deal with it initially. And then Grilic goes down under a challenge of Fornals. Referee says play on. Still there. As it's all very scrappy at the edge of the Braga box. Betis come away with a Fornals. Little layoff into the box. Gets it back. Here's Rodriguez. And Fidalgo. His layoff doesn't quite work, and Braga win it back here, trying to break along the right hand side with Gomez. Just slows it down because he didn't have too much support. Now plays it in toward Gorby in the middle, out to the right hand side. Here's Pau Victor. Clip back to Lagerbielk. And now Niakate. Over to the left hand side. Horta. Martinez on his outside. Infield again as far as Jean-Baptiste Gorby, just inside the Real Betis half. Here's Braga-Real and B. Sofian Amrabat just out-muscles Grilic in there and wins it back. And now Hernandez controls it in the centre circle. Looks to carry it forward. Plays it as far as Rodriguez on the left-hand side. Ezalzouli ahead of him. Here is Ezalzouli. Infield toward Fidalgo. Again, Braga get back set in their defensive shape as it's switched out to Fornals on this near touchline. Forward for Aitor Rubial. Trying to escape the pressure of Victor, who's following him the whole way. Ball back towards the cross, comes in, and Hernandez with the header. Deep ball. Really good chance that for Betis. Lovely cross from the right hand side. Floated in, and Hernandez gets in front of Lagerbielk, nods it down toward the corner, and it's a really, really good save from Hornacek. Another opportunity that for Betis. They've gone close again. That's new efforts now. 2 saves he's made, Hornacek. One from Ezalzouli, and then that header from Hernandez. Good chance that for Betis. As they try, come forward again. Braga once more just seem to be happy enough in their defensive shape as there's a challenge from behind there from Gabri Martinez. Concedes the free kick. Just trying to step in front of Pablo Fornals there to try win it back. And comes right through the back of the former West Ham United man. It is a free kick. Gabri Martinez perhaps lucky to escape a booking here. And a free kick over on this right hand side. It's near the halfway line. Roca standing it over it for Betis. He'll go square to Rubal. Back towards Roca now on this right hand side. Fornals wide. Can he get across it? He can. Digs one in towards the 6-yard box, but Hornacek easily able to claim that one. And Braga will be in possession once again. Forward now for Moutinho in the centre circle. He's stopped in his tracks by Bartra, but it breaks out to the right for Victor. And now Gomez. Hort is screaming for it over on this left hand side. He's free, but the pass is behind him, so momentum stalled slightly. But Grilic now picks a pass back toward Horta, trying to get around Rubal, but can't manage to do so. Forward for Hernandez, and Betis then just give it away with Fornals miscontrolling that one. So throw in on this near touchline for Braga. Martinez now to play it down the line. Victor trying to get the wrong side of Bartra, but Mark Bartra using all of his experience there. Just conceded to throw in down towards the corner flag. I think he was looking for a free kick. But it will be a throw in deep in the Betis half here for Braga. Gabri Martinez down the line for Moutinho, gets it back. Here's Horta, plays it off Amrabat, and he's won a corner kick for his side. So another chance from a set piece. They obviously scored from a corner earlier on. In this half it will be Horta to take. This time from the opposite side of the goal. Do they have something else up their sleeve here? Horta ready to stand and deliver. Loaded in towards the middle of the goal. Punched in the air by Lopez. Free kick given against Florian Grilic, who's putting himself about again in there. As we see it once more, it's just a little nudge on Pau Lopez as he came to challenge for it. In fact, it was Sofian Amrabat who got his head to it. As Betis appeal for a handball there against João Moutinho and get it, trying to lay it off for Grilic once more. So Betis in possession once again. Hidalgo, square for Nathan. In the line for Rodriguez. Hidalgo just trying to get away from the pressure. He does. He shakes off a challenge. Referee says advantage. Fidalgo now into the feet of Hernandez. Shifted on forward. Fornals, chance of a strike. It's straight at the goalkeeper. Again, Betis create an opening, but unable to take advantage. Really good work initially from Alvaro Fidalgo, bursting through the middle. Lays it off to Hernandez, who in turn finds Fornals, but his effort just from inside the penalty area is straight at Lucas Hornacek. And Braga remain in front, but Betis are searching freely hard for that equaliser. As Gorby steps out and plays it to this left-hand side, or A and B. Forward for Moutinho. Back to Gorby. Under pressure from Fidalgo, Gorby does well to keep possession, and Moutinho spins out of trouble as Betis pressed him, but nearly giving it away as he found Grilic there. Fornals with the pressure. Little layoff from Gomez back to Grilic, and they have given it away this time. And it will be a throw in for Betis over the far side. Grilic trying to atone for his error as Azuli takes the throw in quickly. Fidalgo back to Nathan on halfway. Again, Braga just sitting back now, absorbing this pressure, and they've turned the ball over again. Here's Grilic. Chance maybe on this left-hand side. Victor is peeled out to this side, lays it back infield to Martinez, and then Moutinho. And Braga just settling in possession again with Jean-Baptiste Gordy. No way forward for him, so Niakate will now receive it to be Florian Grilic once more. And you get the sense Braga just want to get the half-time. They are 1-0 up, but Betis have had their chances in this first half. Hornacek has had to make 3 good saves from Ezalzouli, Hernandez, and then Fornals. They've also hit the woodwork and had a goal disallowed as it's pumped up long towards Victor. Bartra does well to win it. Braga appealing for a foul, not given, as Roca sweeps it over towards Rubal, who comes back to the left-hand side. Nathan on halfway. Forward for Rodriguez, who found a little pocket of space. Receives it on the half-turn. Out wide to Ez Al-Zouli. Passes into Gray. This sends him towards the sideline. Ez Al-Zouli back into the middle. Here's Hernandez at the edge of the box. Turns, spins, and it's a good effort. It's high, but Hornacek can just palm it down and pick it up again. Hernandez looking lively. Just comes off the two centre-backs. Drops deep. Picks it up on the edge of the box. Fires one toward goal. Was probably heading over, but Hornacek not taking any chances. Gets in the way as Gorby now trying to get his way past Ez Al-Zouli. He's just brought down. Referee keeping his whistle pocketed for the moment. Gorby eventually gets the pass away to Gomez, who hooks it into the middle. Amrabat heads it into the sky, beaten to the second ball by Victor, and then Matinho out to this left-hand side. Gabri Martinez trying to take on Rubal. The Betis man does well to hold him up, but Braga still in possession. Grilic around the corner for Gorby, right on the centre spot. Matinho and Grilic once more into the final minute of the first 45 here. Braga still leading by a goal to nil. Here's Bright Arian by. Poor pass from him, looking for Horta. Straight out of play. And it will be a throw in for Betis. Taken already. And forward along the left hand side. Fidalgo in the space for Betis. Just slows it down. Lays it infield. Hernandez once more is dropped deep. Here's Ez Al-Zouli on the left hand side. Little ball to find Fidalgo. Turns at the edge of the box. Again, it's straight at the goalkeeper. Unlucky there. But it's another shot on target for Betis. And Hornacek again in the way. So they've had a good few opportunities here, Real Betis, but they still are behind. 4 shots on target already, but here come Braga forward through Florian Grilic. Lays it out to Horta, who has a chance to turn and carry forward. 3 minutes of additional time at the end of this first half. Out wide to Victor Gomez. Thought about taking on Ricardo Rodriguez. Lays it back instead. Now it's slipped down the channel for Victor. He comes back to Horta. Oh, very narrow along that right hand side. Pau Victor. Ricardo Horta back to Victor. Sizing up Rodriguez, does well to get past him. Little ball to the back, pull back again. Matinho, can he get a strike away? Yeah, Matinho, brilliant block by Amrabat. Really good football from Braga again inside the penalty area in those tight spaces. But they do well. Sofian Amrabat just flying in front of that to get himself in the way. And it remains 1-0 here. Braga in possession with Lagerbiel. Grilic comes deep to pick it up inside his own half here. Niakate now. Forward into the middle. Wide open spaces for Pau Victor. Gets in behind here. Martinez out to the left hand side. He picks him out. Gabri Martinez, a few step overs, can't get beyond Rubal. He's been really good in a defensive sense. Still there for Victor. Shifts it onto his right foot. Little dig over the top. Victor again drags it wide. Lovely football from Braga. Pau Victor, brilliant opportunity. But just drags it wide up. Lovely little 1-2 at the edge of the box. Skips past Roca, releases the pass, and it's Gomez. Victor Gomez just scoops it over the top of the Betis defence. Victor through on goal, goes with the first time volley, but doesn't make a good connection. It's a brilliant opportunity. Lovely football. Victor Gomez with a delightful little dink over the top, but Victor, Pau Victor that is, just couldn't quite get the strike on. And pulls it wide. Wonderful opportunity to make it 2 there for Braga. In added time here in the first half. Out to the left hand side now. Sofian Amrabat carrying forward. Here's Bartra over to on this right-hand side. Further down the line for Rubal. Bartra's continued his run forward. Rubal looks for Hernandez Niakate across, though, to just shepherd it out of play. And goal kick for Braga. And that is the half-time whistle. A really entertaining one in this Europa League quarter-final. Braga lead Real Betis by 1-0. And it was the home side who started off better. Ricardo Horta forcing a first close-range save from Pau Lopez inside 3 minutes after poking his effort on goal. The goal did come after just 5 minutes. A training ground routine from a corner kick. Low ball in from Diego Rodriguez. Lagerbiet created the space for Florian Grillitsch, who got to the near post and backheeled it past Lopez for the opener. Really good response, though, from Real Betis. They thought they'd equalise almost instantaneously. Mark Bartra, poking home from a rebound after a Cucho Hernandez header, but the offside flag was up. Bartra then went close once more just a few moments later. His really good header coming off the post. Lucas Hornacek was then called into action on 3 separate occasions. Once from Ez Al-Zouli to save at his near post. Once again from Cucho Hernandez. Really good save from a header. And then dealing with Fornals' effort that was straight at him. Pau Victor had a golden opportunity right at the end of the first half to make it 2-0 to Braga after combining well with Victor Gomez, but he dragged his volley wide. Half-time score here. Braga 1, Betis 0. We'll be back very short. Half. Welcome back for the second half, everyone, in this Europa League quarter-final between Braga and Real Betis. The home side currently leading by 1-0 as they make their way back onto the pitch. Betis already out there, and the visitors have made a change at half-time. Anthony is on and Sofian Amrabat is off. So two former Manchester United players involved in the half-time substitutions. We imagine that I'll see Roca and Fidalgo just sit back a bit more, with Fornals coming more centrally. Anthony out on the right wing. So a bit of an attacking change, you'd have to say, for Manuel Pellegrini. Amrabat, of course, picked up Betis' only booking in that first half as well. Braga unchanged, Hornacek in goal. A back three of Lagerbeck, Bielk, Niakate and Orion by. Gomez and Martinez the wing backs. Gorby and Grilic in the middle. Matinho, Horta and Victor up front. For Betis, Lopez, Rubal, Bartra, Nathan, Rodriguez, Roca, Fidalgo, Fornals, Anthony, Hernandez, Ezal, Zuli. As we get back underway, Victor Gomez with the ball at his feet for Braga over on the right hand side. Back to Niakate, the only Braga player incidentally booked in that first half. Forward now by Gorby to the feet of Pau Victor. He's challenged from behind by Nathan. Early free kick given. Looks like a painful one for Pau Victor. Nathan just straight through the back of Braga's centre forward. So it will be a free kick for the hosts just on halfway. Taking short, Gorby back to Lagerbielk. And now here's Hornacek, who's busy in that first half, making some good saves from Betis, who created some good chances. Gomez now, Rodriguez right behind him. They've turned it over. Fidalgo forward for Hernandez. Back to Fidalgo on this left hand side. Tries to fizz one over the top, but Braga come away with it initially, but free kick given for Betis over on this left hand side. Ricardo Rodriguez fell there by Gomez. So free kick over on this left hand side. We'll see it again. Just slightly late, coming through the back of Ricardo Rodriguez. And there'll be a chance for Betis to get this one into the penalty area. Fornals and Roca again standing over it. It's laid back to Roca. Left-footed cross is blocked by the one-man wall. Doesn't get very far at all. Gomez in the way that time. And it'll be a throw-in. And Rodriguez trotting across to take. And he looks forward. Instead comes back to the halfway line. Here's Nathan. Into the centre circle. Forward here for Fidalgo, who goes all the way back to Pau Lopez. Betis will try to start again. So just the first leg this. They meet again next week back in Seville in the Cartuja. Betis of course playing their home games at the neutral venue in Seville while the Villa Marina is being renovated ahead of the 2030 World Cup. Pau Lopez now out to this left hand side. Gomez underneath it for Braga, forward for Victor. Nathan comes all the way to win the header, but it just comes back to Matinho. Gorby now lays it square to Florian Grilic, carrying towards the edge of the Betis box. Takes a bit of a heavy touch challenge in there, still there for Horta, who digs out a pass. Martinez now goes on the outside. Good stuff, cross into the middle. Fidalgo away, had to be sure of it and was. Here's Gorby once again. Lagerbielk sprays one out to the left hand side. Martinez onside, taking on Rubal, skips inside. Good challenge in there from Anthony on to the recovery. And it will be a corner. So Braga looking for a second here. Can they find something from this corner kick? Ricardo Horta to take over the far side. in-swinging delivery with the right foot. Dinks towards the 6-yard area, headed high into the sky towards the penalty spot and away by Hernandez. And Braga will go all the way back into their own half to Hornacek. Long ball forward from him. Braga have players up. It's flicked into the air by Niakate, laid back to Grilic. There for Martinez now. Dinked into the middle. Chance. Niakate still up there, but it was over his head. Lopez out of his goal. Rolls it out straight to Ez Al-Zouli. Shifted on further for Anthony as they look to counter. Anthony back towards Ez Al-Zouli. Wrong side of Lagerbielke, who just about recovers to make the challenge. Good play by the Swedish defender. And it's behind for a goal kick. Betis almost catching them on the break, but unable to play the pass was Ez Al-Zouli. 5 minutes gone in this second half. Still 1-0 Braga lead Real Betis. Here's Gorby on the ball. Grilic now. Man, he had that goal after 5 minutes for Braga. Lagerbielke goes back to Hornacek. Gets a long clearance down the pitch. Horta chasing it. Bartra across. And in fact, it's Martinez who gets the better of the Betis captain. Horta is free in the middle if he can release the pass. He's held up slightly here, Gabri Martinez, but eventually finds Moutinho. Grilic out to Victor Gomez. Down the line once more for Horta, busy as ever. Gomez. Back to Gorby, just playing it at the edge of the Betis box. And to Victor Gomez. Horta keeping it tight here. Good challenge in there on Gorby in the middle. And then Ez Al-Zouli taken down, but referee says play on. Good challenge by João Moutinho. So Braga in possession in the centre circle. Ricardo Horta forward for Grilic and then out wide to Gomez. Infield to Moutinho. Lovely little flick back towards Horta. Tried to find a return pass. Moutinho was well off the ball on the floor. Ricardo Rodriguez making the challenge there. As just stopped. It was Roca, in fact, who made the tackle. 39 years of age now, João Moutinho. Still a classy footballer as ever. So, free kick. Chance here for Braga along this right hand side. Lopez trying to organise as Horta gets prepared to take. Just a one-man wall. 2 hands in the air from the Braga skipper. Can he pick a teammate out? Delivered into the middle. It's too close to Lopez. Comes out of his goal to easily claim it for Betis and then rolls it out to Ez Al-Zouli on this near side. Just lets it run beyond him and picks a pass out. Fidalgo now. Ez Al-Zouli continues along the overlap. Fidalgo, can he find him? He can't. It's a poor pass, easily cut out by Braga. Gabri Martinez then concedes possession himself. Ricardo Rodriguez wins it back. And Betis can come again. Forward this time down the right hand side. Rubal, little ball forward for Hernandez to chase, but it's too close to the goalkeeper. Hornacek out of his goal. To claim it. Little ball from Moutinho to find Pau Victor on the half turn in the centre circle. He's brought down. Free kick given. Fidalgo with the infraction on that occasion. Pau Victor has been very lively up front for Braga today. Had that really good chance, of course, right at the end of the first half. Unable to find the back of the net, but he's been involved in a lot. As that pass out to the left hand side doesn't quite come off. For Betis. What a bit annoyed at that not one working out, so throw in for the away side. Rubal goes back to Bartra, just sort of heaves it down the line. Orion B in the way. Gorby forward. And still there, Moutinho back to Jean-Baptiste Gorby not taking any chances, returns it to Lagerbielk. Now Gorby once more trying to hold off Vidal, go out to the left to Orion B, into the feet there of Martinez. Now back to Ricardo Horta, trying to get a cross into the box, goes down. Referee says play on. It was Rubal with the challenge. Still down as Anthony receives the feet and then spins around Orion B. Really good this from Anthony. Little ball down the channel. Hernandez, can he pick the cross? He can't. It's blocked. Still there though for Betis. Anthony again along the right hand side to the edge of the area. Hernandez onto his right foot. Strike is blocked. Braga trying to get it away. Comes back to the middle of the park. Here's Roca. Square for Bartra. Now out to the right hand side. Anthony again. Sizes up Horta. Dink around the corner. Claims it came off the arm of the Betis captain. Referee says play on. Here's Martinez. Can't get beyond Roca. Throw in given. Betis still complaining that Horta used his arm to stop that pass going through. See it again. Anthony just trying to lift it over the top and it hits his shoulder area. Nearly his arm. One of those tight ones. But it will be a Braga ball from the throw-in. As Carlos Vicens looks to see his side extend their lead. Nearly get down the left-hand side, but Nathan across to deal with that, and then Pau Lopez dinks one into the middle toward Ezalzouli. Lagerbielk wins that easily in the air. Here's Florian Grilic out to the Gomez on this right hand side, has options ahead of him. Mazzino makes the little run down the channel, instead goes to Victor. Here's Horta, can't quite force through the pass. Ezalzouli though carelessly gives it away. Horta back to Gomez, chance of a cross, but angle is closed down. Gorby at the edge of the box, lays the square. Grilic, right footed effort, good save from Lopez, palms it away, comes back out. Matinho now back to Gomez, and Gorby once again shifts it towards Victor Gomez now. Chance of a cross, right footed, low into the feet of Pau Victor. Looking for Horta, it's cut out by Roca. Rodriguez clears towards Hernandez. Nice first touch, and then late challenge in there from Mark Roca. And I think a card is coming for that tackle on Victor Gomez. We'll see it again. He's just a few seconds late on the fullback. Is Mark Roca stretching for that one? And it is a yellow card for the Betis midfielder. Can't have too many complaints about that, but Braga searching for that second one. Good save. Florian Grilic nearly at the double, but Lopez equal to it, just palms it away. And a free kick now for the host. Just trying to bend it into that corner, but too close to the goalkeeper from Florian Grilic. Save you'd expect Pau Lopez to make, but he still did. So chance here for Horta from this free kick. It's about 35 yards from goal along this right hand area of the pitch. And Gomez just retying his laces before we get underway. Betis defending right at the edge of their own penalty area. Nikade forward, as is Grilic. Lagerbielk obviously an option in there too. Two-man wall for Betis. Ready for this ball to be delivered. Horta dinks it in towards the penalty spot, headed away by Hernandez. It comes out to Matinho. He's just forced back slightly, and they go all the way back to the halfway line and all the way back to Hornacek, who sends it long down the left hand side. Bartra heads it down. It's not the greatest of clearances. Grilic in there to make a challenge, but Betis find its way back to Lopez, who clears his lines up toward halfway. Anthony flicks on towards Ezalzouli. It comes for Lagerbielk. And now Gorby, nice turn on halfway and finds a lovely ball to João Moutinho. Gorby once again. Horta offering support. Here is the skipper. Now to Victor Gomez now. Carries it infield, lays it to Moutinho, and then back out to Gorby. Lagerbielk now. Victor Gomez on this near side. Infield to Pau Victor. Little ball around the corner from Moutinho. Doesn't quite work this first time. Nathan with a heavy challenge. It comes for Grilic out to this right hand side. Victor. Braga look in the mood here for a second. Victor Gomez. Dinks one down the channel. Victor will get there first. Pull it back to the edge of the box. Only finds Roca, who clears up towards Hernandez. Now it's out to Anthony on the right hand side. Running at Orion B. Anthony back in field for Hernandez. Out to this left hand side. Ez Al-Zouli into the penalty area. Goes down. Referee points to the penalty spot. Chance of an equaliser on the hour mark. Another really good break from Real Betis. And Ez Al-Zouli draws the foul from Jean-Baptiste Gorby, who's just late on the tackle. Ez Al-Zouli gets the first touch and then gets the second one. Gorby's gone to ground already. He knows it's a poor challenge. Penalty kick given. Golden opportunity this for Betis to play themselves back into this game. There's not a lot of contact, but it is a foul, you'd have to say. Ez Al-Zouli, the one enticing that challenge from Gorby, who gets himself a yellow card for his troubles as well. And interesting discussion here between Ez Al-Zouli and Cucho Hernandez, who I think are discussing between themselves who is going to take it. Interestingly enough, this has gone to VAR to check the penalty. Ez Al-Zouli took the ball, but now he's been told to step out by his captain, Marc Bartra. It will be Hernandez to take. The penalty kick has been confirmed. So Hernandez up against Hornacek. Can he equalise for Betis here? Steps up. Right-footed, strikes it home, Betis level on the hour mark. Cucho Hernandez sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, fires into the top corner. Bit of consternation about who was going to take it, but Hernandez took responsibility and he's drawn his team level. His third Europa League goal of the season. Betis back on terms. It's a brilliant spot kick, you'd have to say. Goes to his left, goalkeeper's right. He goes the wrong way. Even if he gets right, I don't know if he would have reached it. Just whips it into that top corner. Cucho Hernandez. And Betis back in this tie, and you'd have to say they probably just about deserve it. Created a hatful of chances in that first half. As they make a change here as well. Fidalgo is off. Sergi Altamira on. So a change in the middle of the park. Marc Roca also coming off. He's on a yellow. He'll be replaced by Nelson Diossa. So Diossa and Altamira take their places in the middle of the park. Fresh legs for the last half an hour or so. Roca and Fidalgo have done their part. Roca on that booking as well. Manuel Pellegrini not taking any chances. Altamira involved straight away as he hooks it down the line towards Ez Al-Zouli. Braga-Real wins the header. Gomez down the line toward Pau Victor. Lets it run beyond him in a foot race with Nathan. Victor will get there first and hold off the Brazilian defender and then just lay it to Moutinho. Gorby, who conceded that penalty. How must he be feeling now? Do Braga have a response in them? João Moutinho now. Square to Braga-Real. Moutinho nearly just has it nicked off from there by Ez Al-Zouli. It's back with Hornacek now. Forward, long ball by Niakate. Gabriel Martinez trying to get Rubal, but it comes to Bartra. Offside flag up against Martinez. Bartra wanted advantage played anyway, but they'll come back for the free kick. Betis now looking much more likely as it's sent forward by Nathan up towards Ez Al-Zouli. Braga-Real wins another header, but flag is up this time against Ez Al-Zouli. So it will be a Braga free kick. Ez Al-Zouli just looking a bit sheepish following him wanting to take that penalty, but his captain pulled rank as they have some defending to do now. Betis along the left hand side. Played back in field toward Grilic, Moutinho, and now Gorby. Out to the left hand side, Orion B. Gorby once more toward halfway. Out to Niakate in the centre circle. Steps beyond one challenge and another. Good work this from Niakate. Little ball down the left hand side is put out by Rubal, and then Lopez just fires it out to the right hand side. The best clearance from the Betis goalkeeper, but he gets it away. Braga in possession once more with Niakate. Gorby comes deep between the centre backs to pick up possession. Really big goal that for Betis. Puffed and puffed, and maybe thought it wasn't their evening. They're having a goal disallowed and hitting the post, forcing only a second into some good saves as well. Sergi Altamira now. Back to Bartra. Rubal hooks one down the line, and there's a chance here as Anthony making that run into space. Niakate coming across to deal with it. Everyone else trying to get involved too. Here's Diassa. Back to Bartra. Right on halfway. Altamira over to Rubal. And Betis turned this game on its head. It's played down the right hand channel. Fornal's in a bit of space. Nods it back as far as Anthony. Diassa free in the middle. Anthony going himself off his wing. Tries the left footed effort. It deflects off a Braga defender, but easily into the arms of Hornacek. You know, Anthony has that in his locker, just not quite working for him on that occasion. Back now to Niakate inside his own 6-yard box. Square to his goalkeeper. Hornacek. Niakate again. Hernandez chasing it with real intent here as Betis pressing up really high inside the Braga half. Cleared now by Lagerbielke. Just long one up towards Pau Victor. Trying to get the nod down. Beaten to it by Bartra. And then a wild challenge in there as it's played down the line. And space here for Gabri Martinez. Can he pick out a cross? It's blocked. He wants a handball. Referee waves it away. I think they'll check this. There will be a yellow card though for that late challenge earlier in the move. Was Nathan arriving to that ball late? He picks up a booking and he'll be out of the second leg. As we see this, we're going to get Gabri Martinez down the right hand side, and it be interesting. It does come off the elbow of the Betis defender, but he has his arms tucked behind his back. As we see that Nathan foul on João Moutinho, who's just walking slightly gingerly. It was Mark Bartra who blocked the cross. Looks like the check is over. Or deemed it not enough to award the spot kick. But Braga have a chance from this corner. Ricardo Horta again to take. Delivers right-footed towards the penalty spot. A header on goal. It's blocked. It was Niakate who met it, heading towards goal. But now Betis can break here with Anthony down this left-hand side. Forward for Ez Al-Zouli. Back toward Anthony. Ball behind him, and it's out of play. Be a throw to Braga. Niakate got on the end of that cross at the near post. He was heading toward goal. And then Nathan just gets in the way of it. Not too sure he knew too much about it. Comes off the top of his shoulder. But that was an opportunity for Braga as they give away possession now on halfway. And Betis retain the ball here. Here's Bartra. Back to Pau Lopez. Back to the right hand side toward his skipper once again. Long ball forward, looking for Hernandez. Nearly got the flick, but it comes all the way through towards Lager-Real. And now at the feet of the goalkeeper, Niakate again. Intensity this first half have somehow waned a bit in this second period as expected. Both teams really played at top pace in that first 45 as Bartra steps in front of Martinez to win that. But for Anthony, Fornals can't reach that pass. Gorby looking to set Victor in behind, but again Bartra reads the game really well. Steps in himself to intercept. And Betis now holding on to possession. As mentioned, winner of this tie will face the winner of Freiburg against Celta Vigo. Bologna, Villa, Porto, Forest in the other half of the quarter-final. Draw offside flag up against Cucho Hernandez just inside the Braga half. Braga, of course, beaten in that 2011 final against Porto. Betis have never reached this stage of the Europa League. First time in the quarter-finals. But you'd have to say this side of the draw is quite open. Celta Vigo and Freiburg will also fancy their chances of being one of those teams who makes it to Istanbul. Played forward now along the left hand side. Martinez the target, does well to keep it in play, trying to get the wrong side of Rubal. Goes down under the challenge. Referee says no foul. Martinez still down. Betis come away with it. Diossa stopped in his tracks in the middle. Braga in possession. Here's João Matinho. No way. More option ahead of him. So Gorby now picks out Pau Victor at the edge of the box. Thought about the strike. Instead lays it out. Gomez with the ball into the middle. Victor can't get his head to it. Comes out to Matinho. Lays it back. Here's Florian Grilic. Now Gorby. Braga pushing to get back ahead here. Victor Gomez on this right hand side. Back in field to Gorby, and now Lager-Real helps it back in field. Here's Niakate trying to find the feet of Victor. It's cut out, and then a little tug of the jersey from Florian Grilic. Bit of a cynical one there to stop the attack. Yellow card shown to him. And exactly what he was doing, the Austrian. Just a little tug of the jersey as Betis were trying to break on Diossa. Right in front of Felix Weyer as well. He's never really going to get away with that. So Betis now with the ball. Mark Bartra. Sergi Altamira gets on it. Plays it out to Rodriguez on this left hand side. Played into the middle. Not the greatest of ball. Grilic intercepts Victor. Plays it back to Matinho. Gorby, and now Grilic once again. Out to his left is Niakate. To the feet now of Pau Victor. Here's João Matinho. Gomez finds Victor again. Tries to go beyond Nathan, but the Betis defender well positioned to win it back. Rodriguez down the line, cut out by Lager-Real. Here's Matinho once again along this right hand side. And support from Gomez, who takes over. Plays it into the middle. Florian Grilic. Marian Bay. Gorby now. Nowhere to go except back to Gustav Lager-Real. Gomez into Gorby again. Carries it forward. Nice ball to find Matinho. Continues his run. Matinho picks him out. Gorby trying to pull it back to the penalty spot, but Cross gets a block in it. Betis clear. 73 minutes on the clock. 1-1 here as Matinho finds Pau Victor. Ball just behind Ricardo Horta as Ryan B gets on it. Pass it to Grilic. Out to Victor Gomez. Back in field to Grilic. Better this from Braga. João Matinho. Gomez again. Wants to cross. Blocked by Rodriguez. Throw in. Braga take advantage of this good position. Gomez, little throw in behind. Victor pulls it back. Again, Horta was in the middle. Bartra to meet it. Comes for Matinho. Lovely first touch. Thought it was a corner, but last touch is off the Portuguese midfielder. Really good football initially from Braga, just couldn't quite play the right ball as Pau Lopez places the ball down on the edge of the 6-yard box, and we'll just launch this one. Both of these sides finished on 17 points in the league phase, 5 wins, 2 draws and a loss. That is finishing slightly higher on goal difference, but both mean they skipped the league phase, the playoff, excuse me. So this is just their second knockout tie. As we approach 15 minutes remaining, Lopez into the feet of Altamira, and now here's Bartra wanting someone to come closer to try get on the ball. They play it out to this left hand side, Rodriguez and Nathan. Now Altamira forward again with Fornals. It's just coming a bit deeper and deeper with Diossa making those darts forward. Fornals was early on. Here is Nelson Diossa. Nice touch around the corner. He's found Anthony. Into the feet of Diossa again. Trying to make inroads down the right hand side. Good challenge in there though from Florian Grilic, excuse me. Throw in. Taken quickly. Rubal trying to shake off a tackle. Gets a cross in. It's cleared. It's a poor clearance straight to Fornals. 30 yards from goal. Out to the right hand side. Here's Sergi Altamira. Anthony now wide on the right hand side. Pass towards Rubal is intercepted, and Rubal then commits the foul on Grilic, and it is a free kick to the home side. Not too happy about that is Aitor Rubal. I think he'll thank Anthony for that pass. So here comes some changes now for Braga. First one, Fran Navarro coming on. Got the winner against Moranense at the weekend. Gabri Martinez is one of the players off. So, and the second substitution, Ricardo Horta, also being withdrawn. Hasn't been as impactful in this second half, has the skipper. So Navarro on in his place, and then the second change sees Mario Dorgeles come on. Dorgeles take his place. 1 year old, the Ivorian. Over on the left hand side, it looks like change as well for Betis. While they're at it, Ezal Zuli, the man making way, and Rodrigo Riquelme coming on for him. So 3 changes all at once. Will they impact the final 13 minutes or so? Braga in possession with their goalkeeper Hornacek. Over towards Niakade. Game just been played at a slower pace than it previously was. I do wonder if Betis in particular will be content enough with the draw to bring back to Seville next week. They face Osasuna at the weekend, while Braga host Arouca. Braga playing on Sunday. Betis also on Sunday. Gianmattino now over to Gomez on this right hand side. Forward now for Niakade, looking ahead of him. Grilic comes deep to get on the ball. Under pressure from Diossa, but finds Lagerbiel. Switch of play towards Dorgeles was on, but he keeps it. Now Grilic once more. Now it switches out to the left hand side. Dorgeles, first involvement for him, chance to get forward for the wing back. Just thought about the cross, but then recycles it to Gorby, back to Dorgeles. Victor an option short, he picks him out. Braga just trying to be as patient as possible here as they work it inside the Betis half. Here's Florian Grilic. Pau Victor coming deep again. Skips past a few Real Betis tackles. Dorgelas. Gorby and Grilic once more trying to work an angle here, Betis. But Braga just holding on to possession. Now Pau Victor wide on the left hand side. To Gorby. And now Dorgelas. Betis want an offside flag. It stays down. Braga just trying to play their way out of a corner, and they have. Niakate. And Gorby. Just in the centre circle. No real options ahead of him. Comes out to Braga-Real on the right hand side. Betis absorbing this possession at the moment. Braga not really going anywhere, although it's neat and tidy. Jean-Baptiste Gorby. Square for Grilic, and now Arian B. Nowhere to go really. Betis happy enough to let Braga have the ball on halfway, not really pressing them with any sort of intent. And Braga happy enough seemingly to knock it around. Onside force back into their own half as Grilic picks it up once again. Looking forward, he'll play it down this right hand side. Fran Navarro chasing it, and he'll get there. Navarro holding off Bartra down on this right hand side. Can he get something out of this? Needs support. Rodriguez there too. Riquelme comes to close him down. Matinho gets dispossessed. Rodrigo Riquelme now forward for Hernandez. Does well to win it initially. He's brought down. Referee says play on. Grilic into the feet of Navarro. He is dispossessed himself. Diossa can't do anything with it though. And Braga in possession with Braga-Real. Victor demanding it in the middle and gets it. Played out to the left hand side. Dorgelas taking on Rubal, skips past him on the outside, and then Anthony across to make the tackle. Dorgelas goes down. Anthony says get up. Referee agrees. Looked to be maybe one Anthony got away with there. Dorgelas is still down. Here's Sergi Altamira at the edge of his own box. Bartra out to the left. Braga penalised for a challenge there on Bartra. Referee says play on as we see that. And I have to say, Anthony is extremely lucky to get away with that foul. He just comes across as Dorgelas had gotten beyond Rubal to make the challenge. But no free kick given. Change here for Betis. It's the goal scorer, Cucho Hernandez off. Led the line really well for the 82 minutes or so. Shimi Avila on in his place. It's his penalty. Hernandez that has Betis level in this game. No doubt about it. Brilliant spot kick from the Colombian. His 9th goal of the season in all competitions. Double change. Looks like being prepared for Braga as well as it's played forward towards Avila. His first involvement is to give away a foul on Niakate, who's just felt the effects of that one. Avila just barging into the back of the Braga centre defender. Here's Gomez now along this right hand side. Pass is intercepted momentarily. It's still there for Grilic. Now to Dorgelas on the left hand side. He can't quite keep it in play. Looks like Gabriel Mascardo will be one of the changes for Braga alongside Demir Tiknaz. And here come the changes. First one is Florian Grilic. Good performance from the Austrian. Got his goal. He's tried to dictate things in the middle. He's replaced by Tiknaz in the middle. And then Pau Victor, another good performance from him as well. He is replaced by Mascardo. Mascardo, of course, on loan from Paris Saint-Germain. And Tiknaz on as well. Spent part of the season himself at Besiktas before being signed in January. It's his 5th appearance for Braga. And he'll just get over just 5 minutes to try make a mark on this game. Here they are in possession with Braga-Real. Up toward the halfway line. Pass is intercepted easily in the middle by Fornals. Out to this left-hand side, Rodrigo Riquelme won't keep it in play. It's a poor ball out to him, you'd have to admit. There was half a chance there for Betis. If they could play the right ball. Here's Gorby now, back to Niakate. Do Braga have a late flourish in them here? Gorby from inside his own half. Tiknaz out to his left. Here he is now. Over to Orion B. Down the line for Dorgeles. Gorby once again. Dorgeles on halfway. Receives it to feet. Played back infield. Niakate now. Tiknaz demanding it to feet. Gets it. Lets it run beyond him. But won't play it further forward. And Moutinho gets on with the ball. Gomez out wide on this right-hand touchline. In front of his manager, Carlos Vincennes. Back to Braga-Real. Tiknaz now. Nice ball to find Navarro. Out to Gomez. Navarro continues his run. Gomez keeps it to feet. Tiknaz again. Little ball down the channel from Moutinho, but well read by Ricardo Rodriguez. His clearance is closed down by Moutinho, but eventually gets it clear. Braga-Real nods it down. Fornals can get on the ball for Betis. Thought about the early switch of play towards Anthony, but keeps it and now finds Rubal. Down the line now towards Anthony, but Dorgeles with good work to win it back for Braga. Niakate now picks out Gorby, who can turn in the middle of the park and look forward. Lays it out to Moutinho, immediately pressed by Riquelme. Tiknaz to Braga-Real, and now Gomez. Nice bit of football this from Braga, but again not really going anywhere with real intent. Navarro makes a move over the top if Niakate can pick him out, but he just drops that short. Nathan can head away. Diossa challenging there, comes for Braga-Real again. Fired now into the feet of Moutinho in a bit of a pocket of space. He can't quite pick the pass out though, and Betis clear. It's all the way back towards Hornacek. They'll start again. Betis seem quite content with the scoreline at the moment, but still a bit to go as Coutinho plays it out to the left-hand side. Gorby, 3.5 minutes plus stoppage time remain here. 1-1 in this Europa League quarter-final. First leg. Dorgeles now skips beyond Rubal, finds Moutinho looking for the return ball. He's got it down the left-hand side. Bartra across though to make the challenge. And clear. Dorgeles has been lively since coming off the bench. And here he is on the ball again. Cross into the middle. Navarro trying to get the wrong side of Bartra, but good defending by the Betis captain. Infield now towards Rubal. Gets around one challenger, Moutinho, who thought he wanted to throw in. João Moutinho now wearing the captain's armband for the Portuguese outfit. And they've won another throw-in over the far side. And just a bit of afters there between Tinkaz and Anthony. Two of them just having words with each other. Not too sure what that's about. Just as the throw happened, I don't think Anthony was too happy with the challenge from the Braga substitute. Pellegrini gesticulating annoyingly on the sideline. Referee Felix Weyer just having a word with Anthony and Tiknaz. Okay, couldn't quite see what that was over, but they're both gesticulating to the referee, and it's all handshakes and love between the two now. Into the defeat of Altamira, out to the right hand side now. Nathan board for Ricardo Rodriguez. Riquelme ahead of him. on the halfway line. Again, nowhere to go for Betis as it's played out to the right hand side. Back infield for Altamira to get on. Here's Fornals on halfway, looking forward. Rodriguez up from left back. Riquelme outside of him. Comes back infield to Fornals. Final minute of 90. Lights pass to find Diossi, who can't quite get the ball to Avila. And Braga can come away with it. Moscarda, as it's given away by Gomez. Altamira picks it up for Betis inside the Braga half. Here's Bartra. And we have late drama here in Portugal. Anthony checks back inside onto his left foot, delivers a cross into the box. Niakate heads away. Navarro now gets it to feet. Here's Gomez. Just overruns it slightly, but Riquelme with a little nudge in the back. And a free kick is awarded. And a silly foul from Rodrigo Riquelme there on Victor Gomez. And a chance for Braga to get the ball forward perhaps. 1-1 here. Just waiting on the amount of additional time. We've played the 90 minutes here. We've 3 additional at the end. Braga now coming forward along the left hand side. Switch of play out to the right. Looking for Gomez, but it's nowhere near him and it's cleared by Betis. Fornals giving chase. Lagerbielke will get there first. Only as far as Riquelme. Plays it down the left hand side. Chance here. Avila chops back infield and Anthony is free on the right. Here is Anthony down towards the edge of the box onto his left foot. Anthony with the strike. It's just wide. So close to a late winner there for Betis. Anthony, nearly the hero. Looking for that top corner. In off the right, left footed effort. He just bends it. And it's inches away from Hornacek's post. Really good effort from Anthony. Looked for a moment as though it was just going to nestle in that top corner. But it's wide. And it's still level. Braga now coming forward. Here's Moscardo holding off a few challenges. Lays it back to Gomez. Gorby on halfway. Lagerbielke. Do they have one last push in them? Tiknaz in the centre circle. Turns. Plays it to Gorby. It's his penalty. Costing of a penalty that has them level. Gomez now. Back towards Gorby. Gomez is free for a moment down the right hand channel, but Gorby couldn't quite make the pass. Now João Moutinho wide on this right hand side. Back to Tiknaz and now Lagerbielke. Braga searching for that opening. Holes inside the Betis defence. Niakate has just gone down. I think it's Crampy's received the ball to feet and then just stopped. And it looks as though he's done something. There was no one really near him. As we see it again. Oh, and that looks a tough one. Niakate just gets his studs caught in the grass on his right foot and immediately pulls up and hits the deck. Like I said, no one around him. Into the final minute here of the 3 added on. Niakate receiving treatment. Braga have made all their substitutions, so are potentially facing final minute down a player here. Niakate can continue. He's feeling the back of his right leg around his calf / Achilles area. May just be cramped, but like I said, it does look as though it's really affecting him. We'll see the penalty incident again. Anthony plays it to Ezal Zulu, who's taken down. That Anthony chance again. He's really close to finding that top corner as he gesticulates himself inches in that effort. Niakate now just being helped off. He can't put any weight on that right foot. He can continue Whether he's out for a while remains to be seen, but like I said, there was no one really near him, and you always worry with those types of injuries. Just hobbling off, assisted by medical staff. Ricardo Horta and Carlos Vicens goes to check on how he is. So Braga will have to play the final few moments down to 10 players, having used all their substitutes. And probably have another minute or so added on here. Here's Moscarda for Braga on the halfway line. Lagerbielke, Ryan B to Gorby. Ryan B under a bit of pressure from Anthony, just goes back to Hornacek, clips it back out towards Ryan B. It's over his head. It's a throw in for Betis deep in the Braga half. Braga just maybe now want to get the full time down a player here. Betis playing it along the right hand side. Do they have one opportunity left? Altamira over to Fornals. Now Riquelme on this left hand side, taking on Gomez. Rodrigo Riquelme, a few little step overs down towards the end line, trying to win a corner, fires one across. It's off Thicknaz, and now João Matinho plays it to Gomez. He pumps it long down the line, but that is the full time whistle. And after the end of the 90 minutes, this first leg Europa League quarter-final ends level 1-1 between Braga and Real Betis. Florian Grillitsch opened the scoring for the home side after just 4 minutes. A delightful little flick at the near post following a training ground corner routine. Betis thought they had their equaliser when Mark Bartra poked home a rebound, but he was offside. Bartra then hit the post before Betis peppered the Braga goal. It was all the away side in the second half. They got their just rewards just beyond the hour mark, as Alzuli side down in the box by Jean-Baptiste Gorby. Cucho Hernandez stepped up to fire home the spot kick into the top corner to draw his side level. Anthony then had a chance right at the end as Betis broke. He cut in off the right hand side and looked to curl one into the top corner. It was just centimetres wide of the post. The tie ends level going into the second leg in Sevilla next week. All to play for in this quarter final. Final score from Portugal: Braga 1, Real Betis 1.